Good morning. Globally, the big moving pieces are conflict risk in the Middle East, the outlook for growth and investment, and the accelerating AI-driven technology cycle. On global conflict, Israel has struck targets in Beirut that it says are linked to Hezbollah. According to the BBC, the Financial Times reports President Trump has urged Israel and Hezbollah to stand down as he pushes for a US-Iran deal, with Tehran warning escalation could derail negotiations. Al Jazeera also reports Trump has called the Beirut attacks unjustified and says they put an Iran deal at risk. Separately, in Europe, the SMH reports British commandos seized control of a Russian tanker in the English Channel, a sharp reminder of ongoing maritime and sanctions-related tensions. On the global economy and technological revolution, the Financial Times says Wall Street is digesting a record fundraising haul as the AI race intensifies, pointing to major financings involving SpaceX, Anthropic and Alphabet. The same paper argues the more important question than can a machine do this job is how AI shifts work to consumers, accelerating a self-service economy. In the UK, the BBC reports the UK and Japan have agreed on £18 billion investment deal, including spending on infrastructure and offshore wind, reinforcing the competition for capital in strategic industries. Turning to Australia, the most material policy and governance story is renewed scrutiny of the Indigenous procurement policy. ABC News reports almost $15 billion has been spent through the policy over a decade, but critics say blackcladding has limited benefits for Indigenous people. The SMH reports former Indigenous Affairs Minister Ken Wyatt has called for the policy to be shut down if rorts continue, and argues contracts have flowed mainly to businesses in major capital cities, despite most Indigenous Australians living outside the capitals. This sets up pressure for tighter compliance, clearer definitions of Indigenous ownership and control, and stronger auditing of supply chains. On the Australian economy, attention remains on interest rates. ABC News reports most economists expect a prolonged pause, with the key question shifting from whether rates rise again to when cuts might begin. That matters for household budgets, business investment, and the housing market, particularly as insolvency stories continue to surface. On consumer protection and corporate failures, ABC News reports travelers lost a combined $4.3 million after a travel agency collapse, prompting calls for an overhaul of protections. ABC also reports customers were urged to proceed only days before the buyer's agency entered voluntary liquidation, based on internal emails and messages. Together, these cases sharpen the focus on disclosure, licensing, and whether existing safeguards keep pace with modern business models and marketing practices. On artificial intelligence and information integrity, the SMH reports an AI-powered news page covering major Western Australian stories has published false claims, including fabricated details about an AFL player and a shark attack. It's a timely warning for governance, platforms, and publishers about verification, accountability, and the reputational risks of automated content. In federal politics and the public service adjacent landscape, the Conversation reports opposition leader Angus Taylor is set to lose a key shadow minister, John O'Duniam, a development that could affect the coalition's policy bench and internal dynamics. Finally, locally for Australia's markets, there's no specific share market move reported in today's items, but the through line is clear. AI investment momentum is strong globally, while domestic confidence is being tested by consumer losses, corporate collapses, and policy integrity questions.